Do you ever think about the movies that basically raised you? The ones that had you fully immersed into their world and low-key shaped your personality or humor? Well, today I'm going to be throwing it back to my ultimate comfort movies and the ones that had little me in a chokehold. Now let's dive into my top 10 childhood favorites. Starting at number 10 is Cheaper by the Dozen. If you grew up watching this movie, you probably either wanted a huge chaotic family, or you thanked your parents for stopping at 2 kids. This movie was funny, heartwarming, and had that early 2000s magic that we really don't get nowadays. Either way, watching it gave me that sense of excitement and energy that I craved. Number 9, we have Ella's Enchanted. This movie was so ahead of its time, and honestly, this was the only princess fairy tale-like movie that I actually liked growing up. I wasn't really interested in the typical princess movies where they sing to animals and fall in love. Now, I know all this happens in the movie too, but it's just different. Sitting at number 8 is The Little Rascals. Now, I'm an early 2000s baby, but I loved watching this movie as a kid. This movie made me want a clubhouse just to hang out with a bunch of friends all day, every day. The Little Rascals perfectly captures the carefree spirit of childhood. It's one of my favorite movies because it brings back that feeling of freedom. You know, just kids being kids, hanging out with their friends, and getting into all sorts of hilarious trouble. Number 7 is Nanny McPhee. This movie is about an immortal witch and a nanny whose job is to discipline bad children and make them good. In the end of the movie, she basically turns from ugly to beautiful. Low-key, I really enjoyed this movie a lot more than I was supposed to. I don't know if it was because of all the chaos that comes with having a bunch of siblings, or the mysterious gothic edge of the movie. Overall, the movie was a unique masterpiece. I mean, the magic, the plot, everything. This movie had me feeling like one of the kids, because I too was so upset that Nanny McPhee had to leave. Like, how evil was that? She gained the love of these kids and was like, oh, well, now that you love me and want me to stay, I'm gonna leave them, okay, bye. Sitting at the number 6 spot is the very first Spy Kids movie, which I think is a cinematic masterpiece. I mean, every kid wanted to be a spy and live out the adventures of Carmen and Junie. And the most iconic microwave scene? Like, let's be honest, you wanted one of those in your home so bad, and you probably even looked it up to see if it was real. Now we're going to be getting into my top 5, starting with Shrek the Third. This is hands down my favorite out of the entire sequel, and is just overall the best one. I mean, this scene alone was just chef's kiss. I mean, enough said. Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Let's move on. Peter Pan is my top 4 favorite because it captures the magic of childhood through its imaginative world of Neverland so beautifully. I wanted a fairy so bad because of this movie, and I never wanted it to end. This movie had me convinced that if I just believed hard enough, I too could fly. This movie was a perfect adaptation that balances the fantasy with a darker and more mature take. The performances, visuals, and flying scenes were all really well done. And it stays pretty true to the story while exploring Peter Pan's character and the deeper themes of childhood and growing up. Number 3 is Bridge to Terabithia. This movie was a staple in my childhood. I mean, the imagination, creativity, storyline, friendships, Josh Hutcherson. I mean, everything about it was perfect. Except that it was also the most gut-wrenching, heart-shattering, soul-destroying movie ever made. I think it was the first movie I've seen as a kid that made me bawl my eyes out. And I cry every single time I watch it. And if you don't, well, you're a liar and I cannot trust you. Sitting at number 2 is Shark Boy and Lava Girl. This movie made absolutely no sense, but I ate it up every time. The CGI, tragic, the plot, questionable, but let me tell you, I would watch this movie on repeat. No, seriously, I would literally finish the movie and then rewind it back to the beginning like all day long. I knew every single word of the movie. Also, Shark Boy's Dream 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 song is permanently engraved in my brain. Now, sitting at number 1, which is my all-time favorite, is The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I, till this day, will always love this movie. I mean, I try to watch it at least once or twice every year. This movie had me checking my closet almost every day for a secret world. I mean, talking animals, mythical creatures, epic battles, magical world. I mean, this movie had it all. I couldn't tell you how bad I wanted to find a world like Narnia as a kid and have my own talking lion. This movie was my gateway into fantasy worlds where there are kingdoms, castles, and magical realms. I mean, this will forever remain my top favorite. Also, not to mention the fact that I wanted to try the Turkish Delight so freaking bad. So yeah, that's my list of my top 10 favorite childhood movies of all time. Did I unlock any deep childhood memories? Tell me what your favorite childhood movies are, and comment below if any of the ones that I've listed made it to your top 10. Thank you guys for watching, and if you liked the video, give it a like, and also subscribe for more.